Good morning, everybody. What is going on? My name is Dalton Shrinker. Welcome back to the channel for yet another video. Whew! It's hot today, like really, really hot outside. Let's do some camera stuff. I feel amazing this morning. I've had a 32-ounce Yeti full of coffee. I'm super caffeinated, super infused in my blood. A little jittery, but not too bad. It's really bright, really hot today, and I really want to go work out outside, but I might die of a heat stroke. So that's a problem. I am back home right now. I have some work to get done this morning. And after I'm done with all of that stuff, I think I'm gonna go on a bike ride down in Castlewood. Castlewood's really cool, so I think we'll get some really cool footage today, hopefully, and something that's interesting because I don't want to be boring. That's not what I aspire to be. I'm sitting in a really little people thing. Look how small. This was my table when I was little. I wanted to talk to you guys. a little bit about something this morning. So over the past, couple months, I really started trying to get this whole thing up and running, my personal brand, that'd be like YouTube videos, building my Instagram up and things like that. And it was very difficult for me to do at first because I felt so weird. It's just not something typical people do, and it's very different. And I just wanted to kind of say that if you're in the situation I was in, just grind. You're gonna have to grind for a while. I'm still grinding. It's still a little bit strange to a lot of people making videos and talking to a camera on a weekly basis in public where people stare at you. It doesn't even matter. It doesn't matter what they think. So if anybody's going through that, just push through it, because the amount of positive feedback I have started getting now, that be it on YouTube, most of it's coming through Instagram, DMs and comments and things. It's been a lot, and it really helps. It helps me push forwards and continue because as humans, we have this thing in us that if we don't get complimented and if we don't continuously develop ourselves and feel like we're accomplishing something, we tend to stop what we're doing. And I think that's a huge thing, and a lot of people that are trying to start the same situation I'm in fall out of it just because they don't get maybe compliments or something, but yet they have great content. So I encourage you to push through it. It will get better. And I'm just super, super pumped for what's to come with my channel and with my Instagram and with anything else that might lead down the road. So it's kind of I wanted to get serious here for a second. But now we're back to being stupid. Woo! That's too much. There's something just fantastic about living in the middle of nowhere. When you want to dance in the kitchen on a daily basis, you don't get stared at, and your neighbors don't realize how weird you actually are because they can't see you. So that's it's always a plus. If you've not invested in one of these cups, doesn't necessarily have to be a Yeti, just one of these cups, you need to right now because it's amazing. All right, I'm gonna get some work done, but I did just want to say something really quickly. So I am obsessed with, hold on. All right, that's probably a little too bright, but I just wanted to say something real quick. So I've been obsessed with minimalistic spaces, especially minimalistic offices. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, I'll throw some on screen. But I'm definitely gonna do this whenever I start working on my next office, because I think that productivity in that would be just absolutely maximum level. So that's what we're gonna do. This office is okay for right now, but when I build my new office, it's definitely going to have a modern, minimal feel to it because I just Just love it so much. So I wanted to do something new for a change. I wanted to try to edit a picture live so you guys can kind of see what I do behind the scenes. And it's really fun to do. It's my favorite thing to do, honestly. And we're gonna go ahead and do that really quickly. I'm gonna try to edit in just a couple minutes and we can see what we come up with. This picture was a difficult one for me to edit. I posted this on Instagram about a week ago or something like that. It was difficult because there's a really bright spot in the picture and then everything else is really dark. That's a hard picture to edit, and I did not capture this in the raw format, which was a mistake, but we'll work with it. So I'm gonna go here, I'm gonna go to camera raw filter, and the first thing I always do is I drop the contrast all the way down and I make my own contrast within the curves. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Now I'm gonna pull the shadows a little bit, but we can't get too crazy with that because they're already so dark. We would pull them into absolutely nothing if we did that too much. Next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna jump to camera raw filter, and I like the more red pinkish look. So that's what I'm gonna do with this one. And then I do want a little bit of a vignette, so I'm gonna go -8 on the vignette. That looks about right for me. The next thing, exposure's gotta come up. It's just really, really dark. I'm gonna come up to about 0.35 or so, and then the shadows are gonna get brought up to a pretty big amount, 32. We'll come up with the blacks just a bit. That looks good for a base image. Now we'll really start to edit this. I'm gonna go ahead and do some dodge and burn. Dodge and burn makes some pictures just absolutely stunning, and some pictures you just can't really do a whole lot with the dodge and burn. This one is gonna be one of those ones where there's not a whole lot to do. Dodge and burn kind of just pulls things out of the image, adds some little highlights, some shadow depth, things like that. That was too much, we don't like that. Not a whole lot I can do. I might want to highlight these aspen trunks back here. The aspens in Colorado were fantastic. They're beautiful. The leaves, when the wind blows through them too, is just so soothing. I'll pull a little bit into the town down here so you guys can see the town just a little more. Maybe we'll go up this peak here. They're all shadowed, so you know there's not a whole lot. That's too much. Not a whole lot I can do with this. But we'll go ahead and call it good there. You can see before and after there. We'll go ahead and Control-Shift-E. We'll get rid of that. Just smash it down to one layer. Back in the camera raw filter yet again. Let's pull that contrast back up to about 37. We'll pull the clarity in now. And the vibrance, we'll pull down -3 because we don't want it to be, we don't want that over-edited look. That's really important. A lot of people do that and you don't want that. The next thing I would probably do, definitely not that, didn't mean to click that. Gradient map, this is something I do on a lot of my pictures. I pull it down to about 20%. We throw it in overlay mode and wha-bam, you've got that. I like that. You could mess with the color if you wanted to, but I really like the deep violet color or purple, whatever you want to call it, fading into orange. It gives it a nice sunset feel for sure. So here's where I would stop a lot of times, but some people like to add some extra stuff. Now this is a very controversial topic. Some people absolutely hate when you add things to pictures, and I agree in a lot of situations, definitely like wildlife photography and things like that. You're not going to want to add anything. You want the raw nature. But for travel, especially like the travel niche and stuff, like the content I create, a lot of the top people, they edit the crap out of their photos, let's be honest. And you can add things that look good and you can add things that look terrible, and you obviously don't want to add the stuff that looks terrible. Something that I would recommend for this picture is a little bit more of a lens flare. Now I got an actual natural lens flare right here. This is really awesome to get. So you could easily stop right here, but if you wanted a little bit of extra, just like a little extra something, a lot of times what I do, and I admit I do add stuff to some of my photos if it looks better, is add some things like the lens flares and whatnot. So here is a perfect example of something that I would probably do with this picture. Now I don't think I did this whenever I posted the original one, but I would add something like this. We'd go filter, camera raw filter. We'd have to adjust the camera balance again. Match the color up. That's pretty close. And then I would go down to the mask here and we would kind of get rid of these hard edges because you really don't want those hard edges. Obviously it would just not look correct. Probably get rid of it off my body a little bit. and we'll just kind of before and after it. Might be a little bright there. So in this situation, I would say that this is a good addition. Now, some people hate this, that people do this to their photos, and I agree in certain situations, but definitely this one in particular, it doesn't need this, but I just wanted to show you guys what you could do with it. So yeah, I think this picture's done. Alright guys, I'm getting ready to head out right now. I'm gonna take the bike down to Castlewood, hopefully, and ride a little bit. If not Castlewood, something similar to Castlewood. It's been such a great day so far. The temperature though is gonna kill me, and I know it, but we're gonna do it anyway, so let's go. Alright, I'm all saddled up. The bike is in the back. I'm ready to go. Compared to mountain biking in Colorado with that altitude, this is like not that hard for me. But this hill that I just had to come up was horrible. Usually I would bike up a hill with that grade, but there's so many rocks, you cannot come up it. I don't even think you could go down it, to be honest. Whew. Dying out here. It's like 100 degrees with the heat index. Humid as can be. We're gonna keep going. I honestly don't think it can get any hotter out here right now. I just went on a 4.2 mile ride, a downhill ride, and it was pretty hot, pretty intense, super humid outside today. And not to mention I rode really sketchily too. So this dude was the only one squeezing. As you can see, my pads aren't even installed on the front. So coming down some of those hills was a little sketchy. I couldn't even stop. So I'm gonna head out. I'm gonna go get some Chipotle. I'm meeting Ellie at her work, and I'm gonna drop her off some food. So I kind of already mentioned it was a little sketchy. I rode with only a rear brake. It's super hot in here. I only rode with a rear brake. Coming down one of the hills was a lot steeper than I was expecting. A little hard to stop. Not a big deal. I did come to a spot where I had to get off and push the bike down because it was too steep, and I was like, no way am I doing this. It was a bunch of stairs. When I kind of stepped off, I like jabbed my toes into a tree stump. So one of my toes right now is really not feeling well. Hopefully everything checks out okay with it and everything's good. I'm hoping. I'm gonna get food like I said and meet Elle. I want pico on both. And then I want cheese on both. The one with brown rice, I want the corn here. All right, so I'm kind of excited to give this to Elle because that's probably her. She doesn't know where I'm at. I haven't texted her for a little bit. She doesn't know what food she's getting. I told her earlier she was getting some kind of food, but I wasn't gonna tell her what it was. I hinted at Chipotle, but I didn't like actually say I was getting Chipotle. So I think she's gonna be pretty excited because she really likes Chipotle. I really think she enjoyed her food. I just ate as well. I'm gonna run down the road to another trail. Before it gets dark here, I wanna try to ride this trail. It's a pretty short one. I don't think it's gonna be great for mountain biking in general, but we're gonna give it a shot, and I'll see. My toe really kind of hurts a little bit, but I'm gonna push through it. I just really wanna find some good trails to be able to go on. So I enjoyed the one earlier at Castlewood though. It's good. I'm so thankful for contacts because literally right now, I'm stuck wearing my glasses like I said earlier. And it makes doing sports like super difficult. Why won't my, there we go. My bike is not shifting. It makes doing sports super difficult. I found a kind of a nice little trail here. It's not a downhill trail, but it's a good little endurance trail, and I'm making really good time right now. I'm super tired. Going pretty well. Making really good time, I think. But today's been a really good day. Really active. I feel really good. All right, so that's gonna be the conclusion for today's episode. I completely forgot to finish filming last night, so it's a new day, fresh day this morning, and I'm just gonna go ahead and outro this video now because I definitely didn't do it yesterday. So, if you guys enjoyed the video, please drop a like. If you haven't already, please subscribe. Drop a comment down below if you've got any questions for me or about something. I don't know what it might be. I will see you guys next video. Have a good day.